Being President of the United States might sound like the most powerful job in the world, but behind all that power lies a long list of strange and strict rules. Some of them are so extreme that even after leaving office, presidents can't live like normal people. They can't drive, can't use regular phones, can't open windows, and even their food and mail are handled with military-level security. What seems like a life of privilege is actually full of limits, constant monitoring, and lost freedom. Let's start with driving. It may sound unbelievable, but once someone becomes president, they are never allowed to drive on public roads again for the rest of their life. It started after the assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963 when he was shot while riding in an open-top car in Dallas. Since then, the Secret Service has banned presidents and former presidents from driving themselves in public. It's considered far too dangerous. Now, they must always be driven by trained agents in heavily armored cars. Even presidents who love cars suffer because of this rule. Joe Biden has a 1967 Corvette Stingray that he adores but can't drive except on his private property. Barack Obama once got permission to drive a Chevy Volt, but only inside the White House grounds with the gates locked. Donald Trump bought a Tesla but later admitted he couldn't drive it either. Before these restrictions, things were much looser. Harry Truman once stopped to help a farmer on a Missouri road, and Lyndon Johnson used to race around his ranch at high speeds until the Secret Service cracked down after one wild incident. Since then, no president has been allowed to touch a public steering wheel again. The driving ban isn't the only restriction. Presidents and ex-presidents also live with intense technology limits. Back in 2013, Barack Obama revealed he couldn't use an iPhone. His Secret Service team said it wasn't safe. Instead, he had to keep using an old BlackBerry that was stripped down to the bare minimum so no one could track him or hack his communications. This was during a time when the NSA leaks showed that even world leaders like Germany's Angela Merkel were being spied on through their phones. Obama could only email a small list of trusted aides. His daughters, meanwhile, used iPhones freely, which made the restriction sting even more. For Donald Trump, the issue was different. He often used unapproved phones and refused to follow strict security rules. His phones got hacked more than once, and his call records even showed unexplained gaps during critical times, like on January 6, 2021. Even after leaving office, every phone and laptop a president uses must be checked and secured by the Secret Service. Nothing is private, and everything is monitored. The same paranoia applies to what they eat. Presidents never eat anything that hasn't been checked, tasted, and cleared by security teams. This rule was born from the fear of poisoning, which has always been a concern for world leaders. George H.W. Bush's agents used to bring his own ketchup and bottled water to restaurants and even washed his dishes by hand before serving him. During George W. Bush's inauguration, Navy food experts tested every dish before it was served. Barack Obama once had to skip a lobster salad made by Senator Susan Collins because his security team hadn't approved it. Even overseas, Secret Service agents check kitchens, ingredients, and utensils before the president eats. Meals are treated like missions, not moments of relaxation. The same caution extends to what they can't eat. George Bush Sr. famously banned broccoli from Air Force One, sparking national headlines and even protests from broccoli farmers, who ironically boosted their sales thanks to his dislike. Gift rules are another strange part of presidential life. When foreign leaders give presidents gifts, those presents don't belong to them personally. In 2003, when Bulgarian President Georgi Parvanov gave George W. Bush a puppy, Bush couldn't keep it unless he paid for it himself because it was considered government property. Any gift worth more than $480 must be handed over to the National Archives or bought back. The rule exists to prevent corruption and influence from foreign countries. So when Barack Obama received a $500,000 horse sculpture from Saudi Arabia's king, he couldn't keep it either. It went straight into government storage. But there's an odd loophole. Gifts related to presidential libraries or foundations can sometimes be accepted, creating unfair situations where one president pays for a puppy while another might accept a luxury jet. Even the words presidents speak belong to the public. Under U.S. copyright law, anything created by a federal employee as part of their job automatically becomes public domain. That means every presidential speech, letter, and document can be freely used by anyone. Famous speeches like Reagan's "Tear Down This Wall" or Obama's inaugural address can be used in ads or videos without permission. This rule goes back to the 1800s, when courts decided that government work couldn't be copyrighted. It ensures public access to information but strips presidents of any ownership over their own words. Even Richard Nixon's Watergate tapes became public property, meaning others could profit from selling copies while he got nothing. The White House itself also feels more like a cage than a home. None of the 147 windows can be opened, not even a crack. Michelle Obama once said she felt trapped, describing how rare it was to feel fresh air. She remembered one short car ride when her agent allowed her to roll down the window for 5 minutes. It felt like a gift. Presidents live surrounded by bulletproof glass, motion sensors, and secret passageways. Privacy is almost impossible. They can't just walk outside alone or open a door without it being part of a plan. Even though they earn a $400,000 annual salary, they must pay for personal items like food, toothpaste, and cleaning supplies. The government only covers official events. Michelle Obama once mentioned that a single peach ended up costing $500 because of the security process behind sourcing it. Presidents can discuss world affairs one moment and then worry about grocery bills the next. Mail is another area where privacy disappears. Every letter sent to or from a president is first screened in secure off-site facilities. Machines scan for radiation, chemicals, and poisons before anything reaches them. The system exists because of real threats. In 2020, a letter containing the deadly poison ricin was sent to Donald Trump from Canada. Similar letters had been sent to Obama and other officials in earlier years. Because of cases like these, no piece of mail ever goes directly to a president. Every card, letter, or package is opened by others first. It's a complete loss of privacy, and it continues long after leaving office. Even after their presidency ends, former presidents can't escape constant surveillance. The Former Presidents Act gives them lifetime Secret Service protection. Congress once tried to limit it to 10 years, but the rule was reversed in 2013 when Obama signed a law restoring lifelong coverage. The cost of protecting ex-presidents is now over $50 million each year. Richard Nixon was the only one who ever declined protection, saying he wanted to save taxpayers' money, but most never take that risk. These agents plan every movement and travel route. There's no such thing as a private outing or a spontaneous walk. Every trip, every restaurant, every visit is tightly managed. In 2025, controversy erupted when Donald Trump ended protection for former Vice President Kamala Harris just months after her term ended, sparking outrage from critics who called it politically motivated. Even bathroom privacy has caused scandals. In 2017, Secret Service agents assigned to Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner weren't allowed to use any bathrooms in their home, forcing them to find creative solutions like using nearby restaurants or renting a small studio apartment for $3,000 a month just for restroom access. Agents protecting the Obamas once got in trouble for using their bathroom and leaving a mess. Another time, agents broke into a closed hair salon in Massachusetts to use the bathroom during a Kamala Harris fundraiser. They even covered the security camera with tape. Incidents like these show how far the agency goes to maintain control, often creating awkward and embarrassing situations. So while being president might seem like the peak of success, the truth is very different. It's a life wrapped in security, restrictions, and constant observation. From never driving again to never opening a window, from paying for your own breakfast to having strangers read your mail, the job might give ultimate power, but it takes away almost everything else that makes someone feel free.